welcome to another edition of After the Whistle. It is the first of the month. November is here.
Wake up.
I was saying that today. That's funny.
You know, Four Thugs, man.
There you go.
Classic crew.
Man, and it's cold too. It's cold.
Freeze.
Unnecessarily cold, man.
Yeah. On the positive, hoop season is right around the corner. College, high school, NBA is already going on. So, yeah, Todd's here. Stevie's here. We got a lot to talk about. I was gonna start the show off with something, but I forgot what I was gonna say.
Since hoop season's around the corner, the least some of y'all schools and gyms can do is like, you know, you're gonna have some kids in the gym early in the morning. Can you at least heat the building up an hour before the people get in there?
Public service announcement.
That's been my biggest dread of being a basketball player my whole life. They be having us wake up at 7:30 in the morning, 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock games, and they get in there when we get to the gym.
Yeah, some coaches like it like that though.
It's annoying. Yeah.
Bro.
Some coaches like that to wake the kids up, or
but they ain't playing,
so they can start yelling.
But they fully clothed. They got the hoodie on.
Exactly.
Like ain't no legs being shown, and they might have a Scully on. Like, come on,
yeah,
they're sitting down on the bench.
Yeah, like
it's a tactic.
Kids are half naked out there anyway. It's a uniform. Like, granted, some teams don't even allow their players to wear t-shirts or long sleeves, or some leagues don't allow their players to wear long sleeves. So it's like the least you could do is to keep some decent temperature.
Right. Nah, I hear you.
Not hockey rink status. That's crazy.
Oh, man. Yeah, you got him going.
I was freezing today, too. I was freezing today.
My nose is almost running.
Who you the facts? Man, I think the Patriots, but I think they partied a little too much in Miami. I told you before we left last week, so I said hopefully they don't go out Saturday night in Miami. But it looked like they went out Saturday night the way they played. I mean, and they had a lead for a couple minutes. They had a lead. They gave us a little hope, thinking it was going to be a good game, and then
Miami's just too much.
Turnovers.
It's too much.
Yeah.
Bro, this season for New England is like the movie Unnecessary Roughness, but they're not going to turn around.
Not at all, huh? Not a chance.
That movie,
I got the hat on.
Yeah, they're just not going to turn around. And we love our Pats, man, but this is just, I mean, somebody very valuable for the Pats franchise got fired over the weekend. So you might have to pull him in and just have him call some plays. He's always better under control. When he's the head of something, he's trash. When he's like one of the minions, top quality. So I'm just saying, like, it's been proven. He got like a whole row of rings. Like,
it was a good game though.
It was.
I thought it was a pretty good game.
Unfortunately, bro, he's what's the word I'm looking for? He's following up the greatest quarterback of all time.
Yeah,
still.
it's tough for him.
So they got to just put a better product out there as a whole, not just the quarterback, the offense. Stevenson only got 10. Like, he only ran the ball 19 times, though.
I know, and I think
that's crazy.
They're not using Elliott enough either. What did you sign him for? To sit him on the bench, let him look pretty?
You average more yards on the ground than Miami did. You have to utilize something to try to keep these defenses on their toes, to try to get you in the red zone, to get some field goals.
Try to keep that offense off the field.
Yeah, Miami's offense.
But my thing is though, they couldn't get to the red zone.
Yeah.
And at the time they did get there was that terrible interception he threw.
But when you only convert 1 third down out of 9, what do you expect to do all game? It's basically a scrimmage, just seeing how many Miami can score.
Yeah, somebody said it best. It's not a lack of effort thing with them. It's just a lack of talent. That's literally all it is. It's a lack of talent. They don't have the talent to compete with Miami. Miami got all pros at each level. They got the 2 fastest receivers in the league, and they have a coach that, a young and upcoming coach who's trying to prove himself. So it's one of those things. Watching the Pats game nowadays is just like, at some point, you just got to say to yourself when you're watching it, it's like, at what point are they going to mess it up? Especially if they have a lead or something, you're counting down, because it's going to be sure, it's going to come up at some point in the game where they just going to mess it up and give the game away. So
back to the Bledsoe days. I only say the Bledsoe days because he was the quarterback at the time where they weren't there.
Scott Zolak.
Scott Zolak.
He went to a Super Bowl, though, Bledsoe by himself.
That one year.
They lost it.
Yeah.
Green Bay.
But before that, it was, back to Scott Zolak.
Bro. Who? I don't even know who was that before Drew. I ain't gonna lie.
That was before Drew, Scott Zolak.
I just remember, what's his name? Tippett, the running back. I don't even remember the Patriots when I was young. I just remember him from the Brady's era.
I was never a big Patriots fan just because just dealing with Eastland Pop Warner kids growing up. I couldn't stand them. Some of them, my friends, they were cool.
What'd you say?
1986, Scott Zoller,
Yeah.
and Peter Pedro.
Oh, okay.
Tokayo.
Okay. Okay.
They lost? Did they lose? They was in the Super Bowl?
Yeah.
They lost to the Bears, right?
Yeah. That was the first Super Bowl I went to.
Yeah,
But yeah, I'm sorry though. Bledsoe's the earliest memory pass for me. All them 11 jerseys, I hated 11 jerseys.
I remember too, yeah. A lot of 11 jerseys.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah. Cincinnati, they started off rough, but they're kind of hitting their groove a little bit. Offense picking up. Their quarterback's actually healthy now. So.
Yeah, exactly.
And Chase said he's always open, so just throw him the ball, and they did. And the 49ers, Purdy, what you doing, Purdy? Very erratic with the football and very making a lot of unnecessary throws with the football. He's doing Brett Favre stuff, not the good Brett Favre stuff, the bad Brett Favre stuff. When Brett Favre will throw across his body, and it's either you catch it. If you don't catch it,
I think I got to piggyback off T. With them, San Francisco, they trying to do too much. They should be running the ball. Why is he throwing the ball?
That's what everybody was asking.
Why is he throwing the ball with all that talent running? You know what I'm saying? Why is he?
Because what I said last week is now they're going to force Purdy to actually beat them. They can't rely on Debo and McCaffrey now. So, let's see what the Cinderella story got. And he ain't doing too well when the pressure's on his shoulders now. He can't rely on the balanced offense. Now he has to try to win them a couple games while these guys are trying to come back from injury.
Yeah.
And he's not making the best decisions, but this is just showing that he's still a young quarterback in the league.
So erratic. The one,
he's very young still.
yeah, the one that killed me. I mean,
Yeah.
at least he's willing to throw the
The
ball.
only reason why I say that because we see what Mac has done for the past 3 years. I've seen what Purdy did for a year and a half.
Good point.
They heavily outweigh each other.
Definitely.
His year and a half to 3 years is like
I think he got more wins in 1 year than Mac doesn't.
Purdy is a little more. He's not scared to just throw the ball.
Yeah.
Hence why he's throwing all these interceptions, but he's not scared to just throw it just throw it. Sometimes Mac be scared to throw the ball and just let it go.
Also, too, I feel like Purdy playing with house money. Compared to Mac, kind of. Mac, Alabama, Purdy, Iowa State, first round. He's kind of able to get a little bit looser. Mac need to get looser too, like Paul, loosen up. And just get a better feel and just be more confident out there.
Yeah. And the one interception that was really heartbreaking is like they was going down. I think it was 24-17. They were going down, and then he just throw the ball away, just throw it away, and he tried to force it, and defender picks it off, and you're right in the end zone. You just ruined the scoring opportunity.
You should have seen Shanahan's face too when he threw that pass.
Hey man, that's the worst place in the world to throw interceptions.
Man.
It's his second year, right?
Yeah.
So he's really having a real rookie year now because he's not able to just legit lean on those dual threats and running back and wide receiver.
And he got
position.
Kittle too.
That's my point. Like you got two running backs that play both wide receiver and running back. And then you got a tight end that does everything. Yeah. And you got other wide receivers that sprinkle in some success throughout the game.
And you got the fullback that does everything.
Yeah, so now it's like Purdy. Now you got to show us why you're a starting QB in this league now. That's all it is.
And it's also like, dude, you have all the weapons in the world.
Everything you need.
You don't gotta do too much.
And the defense is top notch. What, top 5 in the league?
Yeah. Oh, and they just added Chase Young to their defense.
They
What? They traded?
Yeah.
I heard they traded both dudes, Sweat and Chase.
What?
I didn't know they went.
Yeah, Young.
What?
Chase Young.
He's on the Niners now?
Yeah. So good luck left and right tackles because now.
Why did Washington do that?
Because they're
tanking.
But that's all they had though.
Because they're Washington.
I felt like they were making steady progressions.
Yeah.
I thought so
They just
too.
gave up on him real quick. They just gave up. They gave up on him.
What?
You know, this is why some franchises are what they are.
Do you know what that did for the 49ers?
Yeah. Just made their defense a lot more lethal.
See, and that's the problem with franchises though. Like they need to be all on some form of the same mental kill. That makes sense,
Yeah,
right?
I get what you're saying.
Like, there's no reason why some franchises act like complete idiots. And some people like
that was a
geniuses.
dumb move.
They got to be somewhat moderate to C+ students. You know what I mean? It doesn't make sense.
What did they get in
wise.
return? I'm very interested.
Who cares?
It doesn't even matter, bro. Chase Young was like #1 pick, what, 2-3 years ago?
Yeah.
3 maybe.
Was solid. So far.
And,
he helped.
Beast. He was injured a little bit, but
he helped change the defense.
Oh,
like,
Yeah, and
I love Chase. That's why I'm
him
like,
and
what?
Bosa. Him and Bosa both played. They were teammates at Ohio State, but they weren't on the field at the same time, all the time at all. Because I think
played the same
I think
position?
Bosa was ahead of him, so Ohio State really didn't get a chance to use them both at the same time. Now,
I mean, they could have. They wanted to.
I think they probably had somebody else. You know how
Ohio
they
State
that revolving
factory.
door. Yeah, so,
probably somebody playing for the Ravens or something.
yeah, so they probably so it was probably one of those things. It's like when Bosa's coming out, he's going in, he's taking his place. So now it's both of them rushing the. Yeah, good look.
Whoa.
Good look. Good.
They need him though, because they're on a slide. They lost 3 in a row.
But I just saw something. The 49ers do this all the time each year. Like
They go on a
they
little
go
slide.
these losing streaks like in like the middle part of the season, and then they
Wipe
go
them running.
So just like the Bengals, start off slow. Chugga, and they start going.
They look good, man. Burrow looked tough.
Yeah, thank God he wasn't injured for the season. Risking them these past 3-4 games, that was crazy.
He's running the ball and everything
That
again.
bye
I'm
week
like,
helped.
okay.
That bye they had coming off the bye week, so he said he didn't do much but just watch TV. So he rested. They fully rested, and
so.
hey,
But they're also, that defense was relatively balanced compared to how much they usually have them throwing the ball. For him to throw the ball less than 35 times and then to run it 27 times, definitely some recipe for success.
yeah. So they're getting back to their form, and it's good for them. They did because they were looking atrocious the first couple weeks, but as you said, they do start off slow each year. The Lions, the Lions. I mean. Most are talking about the Raiders and how Josh McDaniels is ruining the Raiders. Thank goodness they got rid of him and ruining Devontae Adams. I don't know if you watched this whole game.
He had 1 reception, bro.
He was open like 8 times wide.
I know.
I got him in fantasy football. You know I've been mad over the last couple of weeks. Man, I'm ready to strangle. I'm glad they got a new quarterback in there, though.
You see who that new quarterback is?
O'Donnell, something like that?
Yeah, his name sounds like he should be doing people's taxes.
Is that the rookie?
He's the
He's the one that's been playing, right?
He's a rookie, yeah.
He's all right. He's the one I got mad at them for having him throw the ball first down and freaking the red zone for the intel.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
But like, nah, he's solid. But I'm glad they sat down Jimmy G.
Yeah, man.
Just because you can't be in the league this long and you barely throw the ball at your quarterback.
Scared to throw the ball, just throw the ball. The dude's open.
I think this is just who he is now.
Yeah.
When you play for the 49ers for a couple of years and you get to a Super Bowl without throwing the ball 20 times, that's crazy. I don't know if he could even recalibrate his brain to throw the ball a lot because he never really has.
Had to, right.
Yeah.
So
You're right about that. 49ers.
You would think you'd be able to because you're a quarterback. That's what you want to show people you could do that. But
And it wasn't like, and it's not like he's like dropping back, throwing deep when he was with the 49ers. It was less like 3-step drops. Get it to Debo's hands as quick as possible and get it to one of these guys' hands and they'll do the rest.
So I don't know what the quarterback coach has been doing since he left the Pats. Because when he was the Pats, he was solid when they played him.
Yeah.
So I don't know what's going on, but yeah, hopefully Adams hopefully they find a way to get him involved now that they got a better GM and a better coach coming in.
I'm upset. I'm telling
Just
you.
wasting
trust me.
talent.
You
But-
don't understand. I lost 2 games because of that.
But it's just But it's just frustrating. You just wasting a talent like that, and who's like just throwing the ball. This was the issue Randy Moss had when he played with them. It was like the quarterback wouldn't throw the ball up.
You just get him the ball, he's going to get you yards after catch.
Yeah, throw it in his direction.
And when he told me McDaniels went to the Raiders, what was it, last year?
Yeah.
He seen how hurt I was. Because I knew they were going nothing but down. Like,
This is
they weren't going to stay afloat. It was going to just straight droppage. And that's what happened.
This is his second stint as a head coach. And
I thought it was his third.
No, remember he quit. He bailed. He for the Colts. Remember he accepted the job, then bailed.
Yeah.
All right, so his first time as head coach, he was unsuccessful.
Yeah, Denver.
Second time, he quit. He quit it.
He quit.
Yeah,
And
because
then-
he
cold
got
feet.
hired. Yeah.
And now he shows he's even worse than before.
Yeah, ruining each franchise. He ruined when he was with the Broncos. He came in there, alienated everybody, all the best players. He alienated. I mean, you can say whatever you want about Jay Cutler, but I mean,
I was a fan of Jay Cutler back when he was
alienated him, alienated Brandon Marshall, he just came in there and just messing things up.
I just feel like if he's not up under Belichick, pause, then he don't need to be in the NFL just because, like, he's shown that.
Or he just stick to be an OC.
Yeah, just some people show you they're not equipped to be leaders of men, because that's what you got to be.
My whole thing is for you to say leaders. You see leaders of men. For you to know he was bad the first go around, and he got cold feet. I mean, he wouldn't even step in the locker room with those men the second go around. Why would you hire him a third time as a head coach?
Bill Belichick.
But he's showing you that he's not even like.
He's under that cloth.
Yeah.
Well, that's crazy to me,
Yeah,
though.
like sometimes when people show you who they are, believe him.
Yeah, believe him.
He's not a good coach. He's a pretty decent offensive coordinator. Just stay at being a coordinator.
Because only a fool would lie to themselves.
Yeah.
GM is gone as well.
Well, good for him too.
And
I mean, he's made a lot of some of the draft picks he chose. You had the guy that was showing off his guns on Instagram Live because threatening people if they show up to his house. Henry Ruggs, we got that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's some other guys that they drafted that are no longer on the team, that didn't even last 2 or 3 years on the team. And that's
Jones, Chandler.
the Chandler Jones situation.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, so it's kind of less like, all right, we've seen the body of work and it's not good. You're getting guys that aren't staying here and they're just ruining our franchise or ruining their lives or whatever. And you gotta go. Sorry, you gotta go. Gotta go.
And this is, I felt like, the biggest worry about having a team in Vegas, man. Vegas is one of those states that you should only just have sports betting in that state. Gambling. You don't need any professional sports unless they're like
the Aces.
Yes,
who seem to know how to.
Yeah, they carry themselves
The Golden
appropriately.
Knights, the hockey team did all right.
Yeah, hockey team too. Yeah, all right, those two. I want to say indoor teams, but they got like a dome, outdoor facility. But like, I just don't. Football is just a sport where like you get trashed all day to go watch a game, to get trashed at. Then after the game, you get trashed even more. It's just, the outcome is just crazy in a state like that. It just, other states need that type of camaraderie, that type of fun. Like Vegas don't need that.
That's like tourists. Like all the fans are probably tourists.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. I do want to go to
traveling.
I do want to go.
I wanna go there, too.
We're definitely going.
It looks like the star shit.
Yeah,
I'm going to a Raiders game because I might even dress up.
Me too.
You might even get me to wear the spikes and all that.
Yeah.
I'm a Raider fan, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, Raider
I would love to
That's
see
it.
that.
Yeah, I've driven past that stadium a few times when I was out there. I'm just like, man, that looks.
I want to go to old school Raiders.
Raiders
I want to go to
fans.
Black Hole. but
Oh yeah.
I was too young,
Yeah. I mean, I think players said the fans' children was flicking them off at the Black Hole.
As it should be. Teach them young.
I heard Philly's no joke too.
They booed Santa, man.
Yeah, they booed Santa.
They're in the history of the worst.
They booed
Santa.
Man, Russell Wilson ain't gonna get booed. He his wife pregnant. He came out. He played well.
What a
They beat the
game.
Chiefs for the first time in a long time.
What a game.
Maybe this will turn their season around. Maybe we need a 2-game winning streak right now. Maybe we need to see a level of consistency right now. Maybe. We're hoping. But they didn't turn the ball over this time like they normally do. They had a balanced attack. They ran more than they passed. Their playmakers actually played. And their defense stopped the best quarterback in the league.
I just think the Chiefs played the worst possible game that Mahomes has played since he's been there.
And it was snowing out there.
That's all I think it was. That's all. Like, they have 5 turnovers. Like, you ain't with no football games with 5 turnovers, bro. Especially 3 fumbles and 2 intos.
Russell just took advantage of the situation.
Yeah.
Which he should.
Yeah, hey,
that's it.
we're not mad at that. Like, kudos to, Russell and Denver trying to get back on track, especially what Peyton was saying over the summer.
Hey, man.
And he got his whole ankle in his mouth.
When Peyton's disgusted at you, that means you're really messing up.
Yeah.
So,
I also believe that Mahomes doesn't have the same tools that he usually has.
Receivers, yeah.
Oh, I didn't mean, you thought I meant Peyton Manning?
Oh, you bet Sean Payton.
That's why I said ankle in his mouth. Because Sean Payton had all that stuff he was talking over the summer. He's starting to slowly, but like it's just the Chiefs had a bad game. What they 5-2?
Yeah.
Like I said, they don't have
6-2, like,
they don't have the tools that they used to have to look pretty in games like that.
Yeah, I think you're forgetting, man. Yes, they do. They got Taylor Swift.
Exactly.
And then one thing you got to notice about the Broncos in this one, 40 rushing attempts.
Yeah, I definitely was told that was key.
40 of them things, though.
Yeah.
Hey, man, and it gets cold in Denver, so you got to use that running
40?
game. So,
And they took advantage of the red zone.
That's solid.
3 for 5 to
took for,
Kansas didn't even get in there.
40, that's solid. And they kept him off the field.
yeah,
I mean-
kept them up. That's time to put, yeah.
I mean, think about it. If I'm a team, I'm making Russell beat me just because he's shown that he looks like a system quarterback. Now he's showing you that, you know, he could do some things. Hopefully it stays consistent. We'll see.
Yeah, 33 minutes to time of possession to 26.
See?
Yeah, kept that offense on the field. Well, one thing Russell Wilson has shown that he can do is make babies. That's one thing he's consistently shown he can make. But
I mean,
can't be. But the production on the football field the last
I be
couple
making
years.
babies too. Sierra was my wife.
I mean, that's tough.
Making babies all the
No, I'm not
time.
saying that. I'm just saying, like, as a man, if you can't make babies,
You're so crazy.
that got to be like a sickness or something. And you hear about like women not being able to have kids and all that, but you don't really hear about men unless it's like a freak accident or something happens to your area. But I wonder if there's like there are men out there that just
Ain't
can't
swimming.
have babies.
They ain't swimming.
Oh yeah, there's men out there. There's men out there.
Shooting blank man.
Yup, they're out there.
Kept gonna have mofos.
Before we go before we start going crazy and say some wild stuff, we gotta move on.
Yeah, I was about to say that's kind of wild, man. Let's move on. I don't want to hurt nobody's feelings.
Nah, I'm just saying. Don't mind me.
We gotta move on to the Eagles, who just keep on winning. They're 7-1. 7-1 in a crazy back and forth game with Washington. I just feel like Washington's just that franchise. Wow. We'll play great. They'll do everything in the world to win. They'll even have a great game. And at the end, they'll just still lose because they're Washington. And that's literally this game.
It's the curse of the Redskin.
Yo, they traded Chase and Sweat.
Yeah.
That tells you a lot about that team right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, they got nothing going on.
They got absolutely nothing going on. But the Eagles, I mean, A.J. Brown, he been on a tear. This dude, he been killing it. He's had over 100 yards and a touchdown receiving in like the last 5 games.
He's cool. But what about that guy Hurts?
Tush push.
I mean, for him to go 29 for 38,
Played well.
319, 4 TDs,
He looked good.
and not one into.
He was in the zone. He was in the
But this is, I feel like this only happens when you allow him to come into his own. When you have that balanced offense, when you need him to do something like this, because we only ran the ball 22 times.
Yeah.
Compared to them running 30, 40 like every other game. So when you need him to actually produce and actually show you an all-pro game.
And when they play in the Washington.
It's easy to do that, but I'm saying though, some
He looked
top
like
guys
an
couldn't
MVP
do that.
candidate Sunday.
And you also think Philly kind of was looking ahead because they do have Dallas this week. Though they kind of was just
Primetime
like,
game too.
yeah. So they kind of was just like, yeah.
Oh, I think they definitely wanted to come out on top.
Yeah.
Just because, you know, they
It's a league game, too.
Yeah, they show sometimes that they can kind of have some mishaps.
Yeah.
So they just wanted to just stay consistent with winning, but they definitely were looking ahead.
Yeah,
It's a
because it
division
was like
game.
a slow start for them in this game before they really got it going. So they got one coming up with Dallas.
But let's be real, bro. Washington went for it 3 separate occasions and didn't achieve it. Like,
if you believe, you can achieve, and they didn't
and
believe.
Philly 1 for 1. So it's like
Yeah, Washington
they just make awful decisions.
At the beginning of the season, I was real high on them too. I really was on the
I
Washington.
almost had a joke, but I ain't got
Pause.
Nah, ain't no pause. Ain't no pause. You good?
Okay.
Yeah, so Philly get that. They're 7-1 with the best record in the NFC right now. I think they got the best record in the league right now with 7-1. But big one coming up with Dallas. I got to see if Dallas can beat a good team. They have yet to beat a good team. That's my biggest thing.
They
with the
play
Cowboys.
Sunday?
Yeah, this Sunday they play.
Now that should be Monday Night Football game.
Or Sunday Night football.
Why? Who's on Monday night?
I don't know.
Oh, somebody. We'll figure that out at the end of the
Some
show.
suspect,
Yeah.
probably.
I like Sunday night though too. That's a good
But
one.
you should be able to change these games based on the record.
We talked about this. I agree, man.
Chargers and Jets.
All it
Chargers
is
and Jets on Monday Night Football, bro.
that's not too bad.
That's awful.
That's not too bad.
Compared to the teams and records.
Yeah.
And who's playing
What are
that
they?
week?
3-4?
3-4 and 4-3.
Yeah.
We're going 7-1 and 5-2. and the rivals.
Just better football.
The two franchises
Yeah,
that hate each
you
other.
could swap those games.
Swap
You
those
could
games.
swap those
Just
games.
better
I
football.
agree.
Oh man, Craig.
Not all the games, but just
that one.
Yeah, like,
Craig is back from his cruise. He's gonna talk about the NFL trade deadline and start him and sit him, and then we got some stuff coming up. So check this out. We're gonna come back.
What up, everybody, and welcome to No Huddle here on After the Whistle. And once again, it's your boy Craig, and we're going to talk about trade deadline. So, as you know, the trade deadline in the NFL was October 31st, and trades went down. Now, not the trades we would have liked to have seen necessarily, but some good ones. Some things I was hoping to see was the Raiders move on from Devontae Adams, sending him to either New England, Baltimore, or Kansas City. All teams in desperate need of a high-level wide receiver to make any kind of play for the playoffs. And then, everybody was looking for the Jets to make a play for quarterbacks like Jacoby Brissett. Anybody who could possibly be better than Zach Wilson, but that didn't happen either. So what did happen? To me, somewhat on the lower end, but probably one of the most notable trades was the Arizona Cardinals, who right before the season started, week 1, traded for Josh Dobbs to play quarterback, and who was doing fairly well with what he was given. They trade him to the Vikings for, I believe, a conditional 7th round that could become a 6th. And I believe the kind of a pick swap, I'm not sure. But Josh Dobbs goes to the Vikings, who just lost Kirk Cousins for the season with an ACL tear. So this is a pretty good move from the Vikings. Desperate need at quarterback. I don't know if the rookie is gonna do well, but the rookie is obviously not in a place where they trust him wholeheartedly. So Dobbs either makes for a incredible backup or a viable quarterback to help them make the playoffs if that's still their goal. Next, probably in my opinion, the biggest trade of the deadline was Chase Young to the San Francisco 49ers for a 3rd round pick, which is insane to me. They traded Montez Sweat for a 2nd. I'll get to that. So it was weird to me that Chase Young, who was drafted in the same draft and number 2 overall, was traded for a lower pick than a guy who was drafted in the 2nd round. But Chase Young going to the San Francisco 49ers is a problem. You already have Joey Bosa, arguably the best edge rusher in the NFL, on one side, and now you're going to have Chase Young on the other. Plus the guys they have on the interior. It's just, this defense has just become very, very scary, and quarterbacks beware. So San Francisco just punched their ticket to the Super Bowl as long as Brock Purdy could stay healthy. Next, you have Montez Sweat to the Chicago Bears for a 2nd round. This was a quality pickup for the Bears. Last year, they threw away a 2nd round pick on Chase Claypool. Maybe this pickup of Montez Sweat will help them on a defense that's in desperate need of some weapons, and this is a foundational player that they can build around. So I like this pick a lot. Next was a somewhat understandable pick, but also a weird pick nonetheless. Donovan Peoples-Jones traded from the Cleveland Browns to the Detroit Lions. I don't remember what pick it was. I think it was a low 6 or 7 round pick. Obviously, Detroit felt like they needed weapons. Donovan Peoples-Jones is a quality number 3, number 4 wide receiver. So I don't hate this. I don't hate this pick. Don't really necessarily understand it, but it's neither here nor there. Next, you have offensive lineman Ezra Cleveland being traded from Minnesota to Jacksonville, a team that could use a little bit of help on the O-line and give Trevor Lawrence a little bit more time to throw the ball. They're on a 5-game win streak right now. They want to keep this going, and adding to the offensive line is a sure way to do that. Another pretty good trade made. Leonard Williams defensive lineman for the New York Giants, traded to Seattle, a team that is used to having legendary status on the defense and has not necessarily lived up to that, but have done fairly well. Adding Leonard Williams will definitely give them depth and strength. Finally, Kevin Byrd to Tennessee, to Philly via Tennessee, and safety Rasul Douglas to Buffalo from Green Bay. That's all I have for you. So let's see how this goes. See you next week.
We are back. All right, we recap week 8 of the high school football season with Joey Barrett. Playoffs is this week. Playoffs begin Thursday. We got 2 Lynn teams in the playoffs. St. Mary's and Kip Academy, they're in there. So some teams didn't make it. Some teams that should have made it didn't make it. Oh, man, we'll talk about that in a second. But check this out with Joey Barrett. All right, Joey is back with us. We got some stuff to talk about. I mean, we could recap last week's games because some of them had real implications for the state playoff tournament. I can't even say it. Whatever. Joe, how are you, man? How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Yeah.
We have a lot of teams in this postseason tournament in the 30s, I believe. So between all the sports, so I'm a busy man, but I'm a happy man. It's a good time.
Between soccer and tennis too, or golf.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Everything.
I forgot about that.
Oh, yeah.
I was so focused on football, I forgot there's other sports happening as well.
Oh, yeah.
Football-wise, we got season ending. Well, a lot of teams their postseason dreams came to an end last week. Classical had who'd you send out there? Were you out there? Were you guys out there for the Classical?
We were
game?
out there, and. What are you going to do? It's just they ran into a tough opponent, and unfortunately, the game was just a very tough time in the schedule. A lot of pressure there on the road. So Everett didn't make it either, actually. That's a subject for a different time.
Oh, man, I don't even want to go back to that. But in this game, I felt Classical had so many chances to take full control of the game when it was, I think it was 7-6 at one point, then it was 9-6, but it stayed at 9-6 for a while, and then Classical had some drives that they got into Everett territory, they got into red zone, and I felt like they had a touchdown called back because I think it was an illegal formation or illegal shift or something like that, which probably would have gave them another boost if they would have taken a 12-7 lead. And Everett fumbled the ball a lot, and Rams didn't capitalize and recover those fumbles. So I felt like they had Classical. There were chances for them to put themselves in a position to win this game early and take full control of this game, and it didn't happen. And then when you run into a team like that, eventually the talent is going to take over at some point.
And I'm not an excuse guy, and I know Coach Brian Vaughn isn't either, but you can't help but recognize that Everett's 75 players on its roster, I think, might have made a difference. It's a lot, and when you think that it was 9-6 at halftime, and then the subs are fresh and everything kicks in the second half. So a great season for Classical, unfortunately.
Yeah, they got Lawrence. They got Lawrence, I believe, in the consolation game. 2 consolation games. 2 non-playoff games, I should say, before they get ready for Thanksgiving game. St. Mary's, they're getting healthy at the right time, actually. Joel Maggs made his return. Looked like he didn't miss a beat. I believe they're getting Ernie Paneas back for the game, for their postseason game. A lot of guys coming back with the talent that they already have. It's a good time for them to get a full team.
And if St. Mary's makes a run this season, that's really scary thinking about the next few seasons too, when all those young players develop even further.
Yeah.
And like you said, healthy at the right time.
Yeah.
And I'm excited to see how these young guys perform on the bright stage.
Definitely. Their quarterback, he's impressed me. The quarterback's impressed me. I really focused on him, just how he controlled Belliard.
Yeah.
He was just how he controlled the offense, how he was able to get the guys, their playmaker, how he was able to get Tyler the ball, he was able to get Nick the ball, just get the ball to their playmakers, and how they used him too. They moved him around in the pocket. They didn't just have him sitting in the pocket. They moved him. They used his athleticism, and then to top that off, you got the young freshman Maxwell Parent, who's just running wild offensively, and he's making impact plays defensively. I think he had 14 tackles. He registered against Archbishop Williams. team is coming together at the right time.
And for St. Mary's, I think it's all about skill players in space. I think when Max and Tyler Guy get space, they're dangerous. Whether that be on an end around or a little screen pass or a quick slant, St. Mary's can beat you in different ways with different players. And like you said, healthy at the right time. I think they're ready to go, and they finished with a better record than Fenwick.
Yeah, and I'm just looking at,
which I know that matters for St. Mary's fans.
Yeah, it does matter for them a lot. And I'm just thinking about if Ernie is able to play in this postseason game now, the more stuff you can do with Max, with Tyler, with all those other guys, offensively, just like the things they can do with that, defense is going to be stressed out.
And last year, I was there. I made about a 2-hour drive. They won this road game deep in the winter to go to the next round of the tournament. I wonder if they have kind of the experience and mindset to do that. I like to think they do. But again, seeing what those young players do in a situation like that, it's going to be fun to watch.
Well, what they have on their side is they went up there and won already a couple weeks ago. So they have that in their back pocket, and we have a potentially big matchup in the second round if St. Mary's and Salem both do what we think they'll do and win their games. That next round matchup if it does happen between them and Salem, we talk about some tough football that's going to be played. That's going to be a good one.
Talk about a crowded press box.
Man, I'm going to be on the field. I know they didn't want to end their season. They didn't get the result they wanted. But Kip Academy and Manchester Essex, they played a wild back and forth game. I told you before. Every time these two teams get together, it's not a normal game. It's always some wild game that they play together. And this one was no different. 41-40 was our final score. Manchester Essex, Stephen Martin, 215 yards rushing. He came out to play. They needed that win too to position it to get themselves into playoffs and get themselves a better ranking than what they had going into that game. And once again, Kip Academy, although they lost, that offense, man, because now we're not only talking about Mornell Castro, we're talking about Jose Echeverria, we're talking about Jovan Machado, Chanel Gutierrez, who's a threat throwing and running the ball, Andrew Gonzalez. Man, I think they have it in them to make another run at Gillette.
I definitely do. I said that in week 2, and I'll say it now. I think so. Coach Rabbit wasn't the happiest the other day.
Understandable.
We had a different reporter there, but that's what I heard. And but now, as a program, it's just time to look ahead. It's just one loss.
Yeah.
So now it's how do we fix certain things, whether it be the defensive end or something like that, into these bigger games. I know Kip is able to do that. And so we talked to Coach Rabbit this week about the matchup this Friday, and he wants to keep things simple. He really does.
Yeah.
Similarly to St. Mary's, just skill players in space, getting them the ball. How do you do that? So I know that's what they're working on, and if Kip keeps things simple, I think they'll be okay.
Yeah, and they just they got the experience, they got the skills, they have everything. They have everything right at their hand to make a run at Gillette. So hopefully, we get a better result. But I think they'll be one thing they'll be ready for is they'll be ready to play Friday. They'll definitely be ready to play Friday because this is especially for those seniors, this is their last chance at getting one.
Do you think the loss is a good thing almost? That's what Coach Rabbit was saying. In a way, to find the positive out of that game, his players are looking for some avenging.
Yeah,
and, you never know.
Shows
we might see a mean Kip team Friday night.
Especially defensively.
Yeah.
Defensively. All right, our last two teams in the city, Lynn English dropped to, I don't even know, they're 2-6. They finished with a 2-6 record, losing to Medford 16-9, and more the same, what I've been talking about all year. Inconsistency everywhere.
Young, some matchups where winnable games, not won, but at the same time, they did get 2 road wins, so that's a plus. I think you just take the positives and, 1 road win?
1 road win.
Okay.
Yeah, 1 road win, 1 home win.
1 home win, okay.
Yeah.
And I think now you just take the positives into Thanksgiving, and I think that game could be closer than some people on the classical side might think. I think English. I think it's going to be a close game.
You think it's
One or two
close game?
possessions, yeah.
I'm hoping it's a close game. I'm hoping the Thanksgiving game is a close game, but from what I've seen from both teams throughout this season, they might be like digging the dirt on them. It might be time to get out the shovel and like.
You never know on Thanksgiving. These teams are going to be
This
fresh.
is true. This is true.
They're not going to be sore. You never know what could happen, and that stuff matters.
Yeah, rivalry games, so you never throw the records away. Rivalry games, records don't matter at that point. All the seniors are trying to get out with a win.
And
You
you're trying to
have
put
a
on a
point.
show for a bigger crowd too.
You have a point there, but yeah, let me not harp on. Let me not kick a dog while it's down.
Wow.
those
What are you
are
gonna
my guys. And lastly, Lynn Tech. Man, this was 2 weeks in a row. I don't know what was going on, but last week it was second. They had a better second half than first half, but this week it was just not there at all. Nothing. It was not there. I couldn't even pinpoint why not, because they had moments where they were moving the ball and getting things going, but it was just not there. I don't know.
No, it's not there, and they were, I believe, 3-1, right?
Mm-hmm.
So the second half of the season didn't go as planned for the Tigers, which is unfortunate. They lost some close games. They lost some games in the fourth quarter this fall, but like I just said about English, you look forward to Thanksgiving. You try to find the positives that you did get from your wins, and you go from there.
Get these consolation games. I keep calling them whatever. Consolation games, non-playoff games, whatever. However they're calling it. I don't know how they're calling it. So you get those 2 games and try to send their seniors off to the swan song, as they say. But
Did you have fun covering Lynn football this year? I did.
I had fun. I definitely had fun. There was moments where I was depressed up there, as an alum watching my school. There was moments of depression, but it was fun. It was fun. I love watching these kids play. We've had some wild games. We had some not so wild games, and it's just always good to see these kids play. So I had fun, but it's almost over, thank goodness, because it's starting to get cold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah, I know. Beanies are coming out.
Yeah, November 27th, officially time for winter sports. So we'll be inside.
Yeah.
Minus state tournament, state championship football games and stuff like that. But what articles you got up this week?
Just a lot of game coverage. Like I said at the beginning of the segment, 31 teams in the item has local teams in state tournaments across all sports. So we'll be covering each and every one.
Can you give us the soccer updates or the soccer matchups if you know them off the top of your head?
Off the top of my head, we have about 20. A lot of teams.
From the
in there.
local teams. From
Local teams.
Here.
Yeah. St. Mary's Saturday. Lynn Tech. The matchups off the top of my head.
Okay.
31
St. Mary's,
each.
Lynn Tech are in.
Yep.
Boys and girls.
Yep.
Awesome. Make
believe
sure
so.
you check them out. Lynn Classical. They got the fisticuffs going on that last game against Chelsea. It was ready to fight out there. Oh, man, everybody was ready to fight. Thanks, Joey, man. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me. As
Almost
always.
basketball season. I can't wait. Well, we're out of here. And we are back. All right, we're going to talk about some of these postseason games with Bill Newell. And we're going to come back. I got something to talk. Well, I'll talk about that after when we do our high school sports segment. But there's something else to talk about. Then we're going to come back, talk about this trade for the Clippers. Right, and we are back with another Games of the Week. Playoff is here. Bill is here. How are you doing, sir?
Good, Mook. Good to see you.
Nice to see you as well. It was a pretty good ending to the regular season with some of the games last week. The Kippen Manchester Essex game was a really good football game. That was like a high-powered game. That was the best game I watched last week. Very entertaining. Very entertaining.
You know, another game too was the Salem Peabody game. Was a tight game right to the end as well. Yeah. I wasn't at either one of those games, but but I've seen both. Some of these teams, but Yeah, I mean, a couple of great games to end the regular season. Salem actually they closed out the season with some exciting games at the end, and they lost a couple of them, but they played a tough schedule and didn't hurt them too much, I guess, in those seedings because they got that number 3 seed in D6, so could have been worse for them.
Yeah, everything, and it all came down to one possession in the last 3 games, which was shows the signs of a tough team. They opened up their first round matchup against Dennis Yarmouth, which is a team out of the Cape, the 14 seed. And I always find when teams that got to travel that far for a game, it's always tough for them when they get to the game. It takes a while for them to get going. And yeah, I've not seen Dennis Yarmouth, but the way Salem plays, they could wear you out, and they could physically wear you out. So, not too familiar with Dennis Yarmouth, but taking that drive and having to play a game against a physical team like that, it might take its toll.
You know, the other thing too, Salem has had that kind of rocky road the last 3 weeks, if you will, success and a couple of losses tagged in there, but very close losses, as you just mentioned. But you know, this is a team that, you know, with this current playoff system, as long as you're trying to play your best football right now, you're in business. And I am kind of convinced that Salem will be playing their best football right now because they've been tested and they played the best. They take D2 Peabody, you know, an undefeated team right to the wire last week. So this team is playing great football, and they know. And the other thing too about this Dennis Yarmouth team, I don't know this for a fact, but you mentioned 14th seed. But they're 6-2. So that means that the 14th seed at 6-2, they have one of the down at the bottom there, if you will, of the seedings. They have one of the better records, which is telling me they're probably playing a weak schedule, you know, a weaker schedule. And that happens. And that's part of and there's nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But I'm thinking that they may not have faced teams like Salem too many times during the season. So again, maybe bodes well for Salem. And as we were talking about before we started, the winner of that game, Salem-Dennis Yarmouth, goes on to play the winner of St. Mary's Cardinal Spellman. And St. Mary's beat Spellman, I believe you mentioned earlier this year in that earlier matchup in the Catholic Central League.
Yeah, definitely. And I just brought up Dennis Yarmouth's schedule. The 2 games they lost, they gave up 50 points in one game, and they gave up 56 points in another game. So there's that, and they're kind of up and down with the scoring. They've got games. Their season high is 38 points, and their season low is 6 points. They've scored under 10 points 3 times in the regular season. So yeah, they're kind of, as you said, they're kind of up and down, and we'll see, because you have to score against Salem. Well, that's one thing we know. You have to score against Salem because they're definitely going to put up points. So Dennis Yarmouth, they need to be ready to play, and they need to get touchdowns, because if they don't, they might give up another 56 points. And we've seen Salem; they put 50 on a team this year. They put 48 on a team. So
the other thing too with these divisions, I'll call them the lower divisions, but they're the higher numbers. So this is Division 6, as we noted. When you get down there, you have a little discrepancy here with the teams, I think, in the way the power rankings work for them, because you have Salem at number 3, but then at number 9, you have Winthrop, a team that beats Salem. But let's call them even, all right? Let's just call them even, because that's pretty much the way they were. Salem's at 9. Winthrop is 9, rather, I should say. Salem is number 3, as I mentioned. Then you go all the way down from 9, where Winthrop is, to number 14, where Dennis Yarmouth is. And so, you know, that makes some sense. And you look at the St. Mary's team, which is number 11, which we'll get to in just a moment. You know, that seems to fit in. So, you know, Salem with that home field advantage on the power rankings, you would think they're a better team.
Yeah. And normally what we've seen with these power rankings, especially in football for the last couple of years, it's rare we get an upset. It is rare that upsets happen. Usually the favorites are usually winning the game. So
yeah,
the trend might continue. But right below them, we have Cardinal Spellman, and we have St. Mary's. St. Mary's going back to Cardinal Spellman, who they played just a few weeks ago, and they shut them out 14-0. And I don't know if you've talked to Coach Driscoll yet, but one thing about St. Mary's, they're actually getting healthy. They're getting guys back. Joel Maggs made his season debut last week. Ernie Paneas is set. I believe he's set to return for this postseason game. So a lot of their weapons are coming back on top of the guys who had to fill in, who are playing really well right now. So St. Mary's look like they're getting healthy at the right time and to make another run at it.
Yeah, I like that St. Mary's team I saw a week ago. You're right, absolutely right. This is a nice looking football team right now, and a young football team.
Mm-hmm.
So they're only going to get better. And Yanel Belliard, their quarterback, did a great job. And you mentioned Joel Maggs coming back, two-way performer, each side of the football, adds some power and punch to that offense and defense, if you will. So big additions. And Coach Driscoll, I think, actually was pretty pleased with the team and the way they played 1 week ago on that Thursday night.
Yeah. And speaking with Joel Maggs, he just said the biggest issue was fatigue for him, just getting in shape. But he looked like he didn't miss a beat in that game. He was defensively. He was flying around, making tackles behind the line of scrimmage. Even got some carries. But that only helps them, especially with the presence of Maxwell Parent, the star freshman, who offensively and defensively is just one heck of a player who's a playmaker on each side of the ball.
So potentially, if those two teams, Salem and St. Mary's, win, they'd be facing off against each other next week. And on the other side of the brackets, two other local teams, Swampscott, a number 12 seed, playing at the number 5 seeded Linfield on Friday night as well at 6:30. So that's D6. So we got some nice local interest in D6 in the area.
Yeah, and I talked to one of the Swampscott assistant coaches. He's pretty confident in their team and what they can do. He feels like they're gonna have a good week of practice going into Linfield. He feels like they have the weapons needed to make the plays for them to win some postseason games. Kip Academy, they close out their season with a loss to Manchester Essex, but if you were at that game, it was a back and forth affair. Kip had their chance to win it, but that was a heck of a game. And those two teams, whenever they get together, it's always a tough it's always a good game between those two. But Kip, and I'm looking at their brackets. I don't see no reason for them to make a deep run again. I don't see no reason. This is a well-equipped team for this time of the year. This is one talented football team, and they have so many playmakers on offense. Take Mornell Castro aside, they have other guys who are just capable of making big plays just like him.
I got to think they probably had an opportunity to grab a lot of points if they had could have pulled that win off last week against Manchester Essex, moved up in the seedings a little bit. But a close loss is just that, a close loss, and so I'm not sure how that impacts them. But they're the number 7 seed there, so that'll be interesting how that plays out. And like I said, I don't think when you get to these divisions, like and they're an 8, that sometimes the power rankings there's a little fluidity here as to the meaning how they stand up. And right now this Kip team is home, but they're playing a number 10 seed Sutton. So and that Sutton team, let me see if my rule. There you go. My rule, and again, they're 6-2, so they have a solid record, but they are ranked number 10. Kip 6-2 overall as well. So,
I feel Kip has Kip has played because they were on the road a lot this season, and they had a lot of tight games on the road, and they always managed to find a way to win. They've managed to make the plays down the stretch, to put together the drive in the final minutes of a game to give them. So they've been battle tested as far as like late game situations and how to handle certain things. So I think. And with what happened to them last year at Gillette, because they felt like they didn't put together a full game. They felt like they played one good half of football. That's why they lost. What happened to them last season at Gillette, I think they really understand the what's ahead of them and what they need to do to win. So I really like this team. This is one of my favorites going into this postseason.
No, I don't disagree with you at all. In fact, that Manchester Essex team that they lost to plays a division up. They're not in 8 like Kip is. They're in 7. They're in the playoffs, albeit the number 15 seed, but with a 5-3 record overall. And that's the same division that has Amesbury, a very tough team in the Cape Ann League as well. Small school, obviously, but they're 6-1. They're a very good football program, and they've been very solid the last several years. So they're, I think all those teams, Amesbury and Manchester Essex, we mentioned, albeit in D7, are good teams. And and Kip's in there too, right with them, albeit in there, Kip knowing they're in Division 8.
Yeah, definitely. I'm excited for this. Is which games will you be attending?
I actually may not be at one. I should have
Okay.
prepped you on that question because I might be away. But anyways,
gotcha.
But if I were to go to a game, I'm not sure which one I would go to be quite honest with you. I want to see Salem, but a must-see game would see Salem and St. Mary's next week. That'd be a great football game, I think. I'd love to see that one. Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
If they win. I'm not jinxing.
Before we get out of here, lastly, I just want to get your thoughts on the biggest loser in this postseason was Everett. Everett felt they put together the resume for them to get one of those to get in the postseason. The committee felt otherwise. A lot of people felt the committee got it wrong. I feel the committee got it wrong. What is your take on Everett not being in the playoffs? And do you remember when the last time an Everett team was not in the playoffs?
I don't remember when that was, but I'm so old that I can tell you I can remember when Everett was a doormat. I'll be honest with you, a doormat football program. They are no longer a doormat football program. Obviously had some of greatness the last decade or two. But no, I don't. I mean, it's all based on points, so I don't know how. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that they don't have a lot of respect for the Greater Boston League, and they don't get any points by beating Malden and Medford and Somerville, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that has hurt Greater Boston League teams in other sports, in the last few years. So but do I think that this Everett team is better than the Leominster team that the Prep is playing this weekend? I would think so. I agree with you, but somehow or other. But I think it really comes down to that schedule. It's not a subjective decision.
Yeah. And my issue was they played too good out of, you could only have so many out of conference games because you have to play the league games, but they did play two good non-conference games against Xaverian and BC High. Played BC High tough. Played Xaverian tough. The game came down to, a couple plays here and there. And then they beat a really good BC High team that's ranked pretty high at home. So if I was them, and I just go back, and then I'll go back to last year. It was like last year, this was like the similar situation. We finished 7-1. It was like the same thing. So it's like, what's the difference now from last year and this year that we couldn't get in?
See, I think it's the league. Unfortunately, that's bringing them down. I mean, you're right. They're as good as BC High. BC High is the team that the Prep beat last week, but to close out the regular season. But they're right in the middle of that D1, and that's about where they probably belong. They're good. BC High is a good team this year, and so is Everett's not a bad team either. I totally agree with you. I mean, so that's the only explanation that I have. And because I've seen it in others, you've seen it in other sports, in other seasons, you know what I'm saying? With the Greater Boston League. And I'm not saying it's just the Greater Boston League. There are other leagues too, with other sports where you're not pulling a lot of points out of them. Because if you look in the Greater Boston League, who's won this year? Classical has won. Classical's a good football team. And, I think
Medford was a good football team this year. I think they had 3 teams with a winning record this year.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I think it was Everett, Classical, and Medford.
Yeah, Classical's a good team, but I think if you think about it, if you can't get some points out of your regular season, I'm thinking Classical's, a different division but they're comparable with some other teams that made the playoffs from the area, albeit some different divisions. But that's what. But I don't know. I just think it's the league. I think there's something like you can't get anything, maybe, I don't know how the points work exactly, but if you're playing a team that doesn't have any wins, Revere has had a down year this year. That's unusual for Revere to have a down year like they had this year. Yeah. And so they're not getting points. Normally would get a handful of points out of beating Revere, Classical, English and so on. But, some of these teams are down.
Yeah, might have to figure out a way to maneuver out of a conference and play independent or something like that. I don't know.
I was just thinking the same thing. They at first when they went into the leagues, they were not a lot. When they joined with the Northeast Conference, they weren't playing football in the league. They agreed to that, and now they may want to jump out themselves just to for the playoff possibilities. I don't know. Let's see what their assessment is. They certainly know the answer to it for sure.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Before we get out of here, please plug in your website, social medias, all that good stuff where you can find.
All right, you got.
Do you have anybody coming on this week? Are you talking with any coaches this week?
Yeah, I'm sure. Yeah, we got a bunch, but we have Brian St. Pierre, St. John's Prep is up on the website now as we speak. We talked to him. They're playing in their number 1 in D1, St. John's Prep. And, I wanted to talk to them because you've seen them a lot and I've seen them. I saw them one game, but I've watched games on the live stream. But this is a team that has really come together. They've really answered the bell, I think, this year. And they've improved from game to game to game this season. So they're playing their best football right now. So good luck to them. They've done a great job putting together, some things that there were a lot of question marks at the beginning of this year off of last year's state championship team for sure. And they've got a lot of answers. I don't know whether they have all the answers, but they've just got to go out and play the games now. And but they're used to that. So you got to give them a tip of the hat this year for putting it all together. As of course Peabody as well has done a great job this year. But the prep, hosting but we're at msonewsports.com, msonewsports.com. We're on Twitter as well. And obviously we follow you, making sure, your stuff over the weekend and stuff and during the week. So, yeah.
All right. Thank you once again. Stay
warm. Oh, I know. We're supposed to have Danny V from the Boston Herald on this week as well. So we're going to have.
That's funny because I was planning on emailing him too to try to get him on. We'll talk to Danny in a while. I was gonna email.
Well, don't email him. He'll dump us for you right away. You know what I'm saying? But yeah. Good guy. We talked to him. We talked to him quite a bit, but we haven't talked to him for a week or two, I think. So we're due. So.
All righty. Ladies and gentlemen, that's our high school football games of the week. We'll catch you guys later.
All right.
All right, and we are back. Again, we're going to talk about this playoff system and rankings in a second, a few rows down. But the Clippers, they traded for James Harden. He finally got his way. Well, I mean, he always gets his way as far as trades come, but it was something that had to happen. Everybody knew that this trade had to happen, but there's a lot of guys on that team that need the ball in their hands.
For one, Philly's looking like a clown for doing all this ridiculousness just to let him go. Like, y'all some goofies. I feel like a lot of stuff he must have been saying must have been very true. Like, it must have been a lot of truth in what Harden was saying, though, for y'all to just kind of make him go through loops and make it difficult for him to leave, and then you just let him go.
Yeah, his feelings were hurt.
Well, he signed a contract, and Darren Morey said was going to give him an extension, and then he wasn't. Then he didn't give him an extension. He thought he was going to get another max deal because he's at that. He's coming to that tail end of his career, so he thought this was my last big max deal I'm gonna get.
And then they give it to him. Then they tell him, "Hey, we're going to give it to him," though.
Yeah, that's why he called him a liar. Yeah. That's why. Yeah.
No, my whole thing is it's easy to take the franchise's word over the player's word just because for some reason the fan has such a spite against a player. The envy because you're making millions of dollars. Why are you complaining about what's going on in your life? But it's you don't understand what's being told behind these closed doors, and they try to villainize Harden. That's the way I took it. They try to villainize Harden, but then you just let him go.
Well,
you know what I mean?
I agree.
Yeah,
they did try to villainize him, and I just think because Maurice was hurt, he called him a liar in public.
Yeah, that's that. But my thing,
But you know how they play up top
you get
like
criticized
that.
one time as a front office guy, and then these guys are criticized after every game, and you butthurt.
Well, my biggest question is how long.
No,
before,
I agree with you, but you know how it's going.
My biggest question about this trade is how long before Harden decides I don't feel like playing for y'all no more. I don't want to trade again.
He's probably gonna retire.
1 year or retire.
He's a Cali guy. I think he's wanted to go home.
Go home.
Just want to finish it out, and.
But how's this gonna work though?
I don't know.
Well, I mean,
somebody's coming off the bench.
I mean, Harden and what's his name grew up together.
Yeah.
And Westbrook grew up together, so they know how each other plays. And Harden has no problem taking a seat back. Like, he can play different roles, so I think he'll be fine.
Back coming off the bench. Running.
Well, he might start
He
off
kind of
coming
has
up.
to now. He just came to a new
Yeah.
team. Like, they don't have to put you in the starting line. These guys that are better than you in the starting lineup. Let's be real.
I agree.
Or just as good.
3 guys
You know what I
better.
mean? Or just as good. Because Harden's still nice. You know what I mean?
Oh,
It's
yeah.
just, you know, what Harden is gonna be put out there. What's his production level gonna be like? Who's he gonna affect? What's he gonna do? You know what I mean?
I feel like give it like after February, he might probably be consistently starting after February or so, because the Clippers do always have that point in the season with just
The injuries.
Yeah, people getting hurt. So, I mean, granted, if they all stay healthy, it'll be a very entertaining team. Very interesting to see how it all works out.
But last time they played together, he was kind of like the one that kept them steady. I mean, last time him and Westbrook played together, Westbrook is 100 miles an hour. You need things to slow down and chill out, then you put Harden at the point.
So good balance.
Yeah, so we'll see, man.
Yeah, I feel like they don't got no depth now, so those guys got to play a lot more minutes. So,
But like, what guys off the bench is certain teams are really gonna produce nowadays? I feel like the benches, a lot of these teams, guys don't really do much of anything.
yeah, look at the Celtics.
And I'm not even trying to say anything negative about these guys, but it's like the bench don't produce like they used to. I feel like.
I think
Like 1 or 2
it's
guys.
just like the
but-
6 man, right? That's
Yeah,
about
like
it. They only
the
worry
league
about
used to have like 7 to 8. Your ninth man come in there, give you like 7, 8 points.
like,
that
oh
was
wait,
like-
when the Celtics won the championship, that bench was crazy.
Even when the Lakers went back to back, they had like.
Those
There's
benches
always
are
a couple guys,
ridiculous.
bro. You need a
They
full
could
team.
start. That bench could have started against any other team in the NBA.
You
So
need
I
a
get
full
it.
team in order to win championships, man.
All right, let's go to our sports update. All right, what I was gonna say about this playoffs ranking system, I don't even think I put it on social media. I said when are we gonna talk about how this playoff ranking system benefits the suburban schools? Because they're the biggest beneficiary of it, and we're seeing
agree.
it. We're seeing it in basketball and in football. Basketball last year was ridiculous in Division I. They had the 4 best teams that were the 4 best teams all year on the same side of the bracket. And then the other side was like the cupcake side.
See, they think people ain't paying attention.
All right.
They switched up the procedures, and they think coaches ain't paying attention. But you're 100% correct. It's favoring the suburban
They're just sick of
areas.
getting their ass kicked,
Right,
to
they-
be honest. They're sick of having a whole city, a hotel, one high school losing the percent. For us, I like to speak on our city alone because whole cities lose to a percentage of our city. Like a small, like a fourth of our city.
Yeah.
So like that's sickening to a lot of cities that lose consistently, and then see these guys going to college. How come my kids ain't going to college? Just put out a better product. You don't got to try to like finagle the ranking system in the playoffs just to get your guys seen. If the kids are good enough, they'll be seen anyway. So.
Yeah, and then it's also like because they always like, oh, schedule better. It's like how we know like our opponents are gonna be trash. Like, we don't
Right, you
know.
can't predict that.
Can't predict if they're gonna be good or not.
They should do it. Whoever your ranking was last year, coming into it, you know what I mean. That should be somewhat
Coming
of
into
your
the
strength.
season.
If you were like the number 3 team in the, you know what I mean, in the state last year, and another team had you on your schedule, they should still have somewhat that strength because you know what I mean. Like, how you gonna gauge it? Yeah. You can't have no preseason top 25 for high schools because you don't even know what the team's
I
gonna
want
look
to
like.
know who's in those meeting rooms making these brackets.
Not putting not many people.
Where those coaches from? Do you see? Because it's probably coaches.
Coaches, ADs.
Yeah, where they all from?
Yeah, and my
Do we
thing
have
is,
representatives?
and my thing is, you gotta
yes, sir,
reward.
Oh, I'm talking about like the urban schools. Do they
what I
have
mean.
representatives?
And at some point, you
I
got to
doubt it.
reward
Not as
winning.
many.
You have to reward winning. Winning matters. You can't tell me just because. My biggest thing is a team is getting they're getting points because they scheduled a tough team, but they lost. They got the brakes beat off them. But we're gonna reward you because you played them. That don't make sense to me. It makes absolutely no sense to me. But then a team that's winning in front of the schedule, they might lose one game, but they beating every team that's on their schedule. They're getting job because your opponents weren't that good, so we don't believe how good you are.
They're trying to like coddle people in sport. Like you get your ass whooped. Like cry about it, move on, wake up the next day refreshed.
I mean,
you can't. Go ahead.
I don't mean to interrupt.
No, you
if
good.
you're gonna do a ranking system, then I think you should do it by wins and losses. I don't care what anybody
Bro,
says.
you only play the game to win.
Yeah.
You don't even play it to lose. You only play it to win. If you lose, that's because you didn't win.
Yeah.
So I don't understand what these people, the logic of some people. You know, I don't even talk to most people anyways, but I don't understand the logic behind that. That's what I mean. They're
A
trying to
7-1 team should not take the back seat to a team that only won half the games that they won.
That's
they
not
played.
A 7-1 team that, you know, there's only a certain amount of games you could schedule non-conference because you still have to play your conference games. But they played two teams non-conference
Powerhouses.
that were ranked in like the top 10 or top 20
And you lost
in
one
the
of them.
Globe and Herald. And they lost one, which was a really close game, and they beat one. Like that has to be. I feel like they didn't account for that at all. And I'm just looking at it like really, what are we doing here? And I'll even go back to basketball season. Lynn Classical girls went 20-0 in the regular season, and they had to play on the road for the first round of the playoffs. Lynn Tech boys, they won their conference. They had to go on the road to play the first round. English went, I think, 19-1 in the regular season. But somehow they get the draw to play the team that was in the state finals the previous year. It's like in normal circumstances they would have gotten 2 home games before they go on the road. But
They had to make some changes.
and then
That's
the
what
worst
families
part is in Division I boys basketball last year, the team that they put number 1 overall lost at home. Lost their home game to a team they shouldn't even be losing to, and everybody knew that was not the number 1 team going into the tournament. And it was like, but that's my rant right there about that. We'll talk about more about that another day. But let's get to these updates before we run out of time. World Series, Texas Rangers are up 3-1. They got a chance to close out.
They cracked them dudes, man.
Yeah, I think
Last
they've
night.
taken all their confidence.
So,
They've taken.
And they're going back to Texas.
Yeah,
It's a wrap.
Rangers haven't. I don't think they've lost a road game in this postseason.
It's
at
a
all.
wrap.
Yeah,
They look good, man.
I mean, when was the last time Texas Rangers have won a World Series?
Since Texas Ranger.
Some of y'all don't even know who the Texas Ranger is.
More than 20.
I think Hamilton was playing for the Rangers when they won it.
Like 01, 02.
Maybe. Cooper Flagg. I said a lot of people shocked. He committed to Duke, and I was just like, why are people shocked?
See his haircut?
He looked like a Dookie.
Yeah,
Who was shocked about that?
There were people shocked. They thought. There were people who thought he was gonna.
I couldn't see him in no other uniform but a Duke one. Like what? Like he just looks like he's
Where
ready
else
to
was he
go to
going?
Duke.
Maybe North Carolina.
Not even that. Nah.
Like Hansborough type dude.
Hansborough was crazy.
Yeah, Hansborough.
That was Psycho T.
Yeah, that's Psycho T. but shout out to him though. Shout out to everybody on that commitment to Duke. But can we talk about how Duke has been landing all these 5-star recruits and haven't won a national title or even made a deep run at the tournament yet?
Coach K gone.
Even with Coach K was there.
But let's be real though, it's 5-star recruit. I just feel like the top 100 is like the kids that are ahead of the curve. Like, you know what I mean? The kids that are 6'7" as a 15-year-old, you know what I mean? Like, got certain skill sets, granted, but like it's mostly size.
Yeah.
So it's like you got guys that catch up to you that have similar training, and then you get in the same pool and they show they're just as good. They just wasn't on the radar.
But it just kind of look bad. Like you're getting all these guys. You're Duke. Everybody's like, oh, they got these guys automatic national title, and then they come out and they get embarrassed during the tournament.
But how many schools other than like Calipari that get like the 5 top 25 guys in the country win a ring?
Yeah,
it rarely ever happens.
This is true.
Because talent doesn't always win championships.
Experience
That's
too.
my point. You know what I mean?
Experience. That's why most of these national titles have been experienced teams.
And you gotta be careful with some of these rankings, because you know some of these kids from East Bum be playing against nobody, and then they ranked and they come across some real hoopers that weren't even on the radar and get destroyed. Like, come on, man, we gotta be smart. Granted, I know they do better rankings now based on the top 100 camps and all that, but you know, just be wary. Just be wary.
Definitely. Oh, we got some boxing update we got some boxing news for y'all.
Yes.
I mean, y'all want to talk about the undercards, and I know you was talking about it before we get into Fury and Nanu. And Joey, you could voice your opinion too. I know you back there, but
Man, a bunch of fisticuffs, video game, rock'em sock'em knockouts.
Yeah.
That's what's happening.
I mean, the undercard was meant for an undercard. It was like to get you ready. It was nothing but knockouts, nothing but straight action.
There was no sleeping.
To get you ready, because what they thought it was going to be a sleeper fight, you know, a boring fight or a dominating fight for Tyson Fury.
Well, for one, I don't think they thought there was going to be that many first-round knockouts, because you had to wait a whole 2 hours. You had to wait an hour for the what they call the below the main card?
The co-main event.
The co-main event.
Yeah.
He had to wait a whole another hour and a half for the main event. I just felt they was trying to like just waste time because there was so many early knockouts.
That's how the Saudis do it, man. It's different in Saudi Arabia.
they got that money,
you know?
too,
Yeah,
man.
they got the money to work how they work. But to me, my boy got robbed, man.
No, he did.
Ngannou got robbed.
He didn't. He did it. He didn't. He did it.
It reminded me of the first fight between Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, when Wilder dropped him twice and still lost in 2 different rounds. Do you understand what I'm saying? Look at it, dancing over him. The reason why he was dancing over him is because Tyson said to him, when they was face to face, he said to him, "I'm about to take you to school." And the guy you said to him right now, how's it going? How's that school going? Yeah. How's that school going?
Well, hey, man, at least it was an entertaining fight for the folks. And, I mean, Francis, that dude been through some things in his life, so he approaches everything with a certain mindset. Mm-hmm. You know, when you've gone through some of the stuff he's gone through in his life, so he approaches everything with a certain mindset, and he approached this very seriously. I think Fury probably didn't approach it as seriously as he should have.
No, he definitely did.
And then that knockout woke him up and like, oh.
But we talked about it for the show, like, Ngannou wants to be a boxer. That was his dream, to be a boxer. Like, so a lot of people think he probably wants to be a UFC guy. No, that was just his end to get closer to boxing. So now you've seen that he's actually skilled with his hands on his feet. So we're gonna look for him in the future.
You know, you said something earlier. We was talking off camera. You said, you know, he's used to guys leaning on him.
Yeah.
So Tyson Fury, that's one of his tools. He likes to do that against all his fighters. If you notice, he'll lean and put his weight 6'8", 270 something pounds, 280 pounds. But when you go against Ngannou like that, there's no way that you're gonna have the same effect that you're gonna have on other fighters. He's a UFC fighter. He trains like that all the time.
Yeah,
and he was ready. Strong guy. Oh man, I'm interested to see the rematch.
Yeah, Pedro and Joey, what you guys think about that fight back there?
Like I said, it was all about the money. No one expected Ngannou to do that well. So I want to see a rematch.
Oh yeah,
Me too.
It has to be one.
Me too.
Just after Fury does his fight.
Yeah.
Now, and here's what I think too. I also believe that this fight, because Usyk was there, he was ringside. I think that gave Usyk more confidence.
Which, by the way, they fighting sometime in February of 2024.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think Usyk got more confidence now.
Joey, we want to get your thoughts on that. I know I'd be leaving you out on the boxing, but you a boxing guy too. We got to get your thoughts on that.
Sorry, Mukala, I got the volume down. He's here, but he can't listen.
Oh.
Next time.
All right.
Oh, well. There's another fight. Amanda Serrano versus Danila Ramos. And then we got Shakur Stevenson versus Edwin de los Santos.
Yeah.
Finally, somebody that doesn't want to duck Shakur. We got the ladies here. You know anything about these two ladies, Stevie?
Yeah, Serrano, she's a problem. She's a former champion. I don't know if she lost this match or not. I didn't see this match, to be honest with you. But she's a proven champion. Yep, she's keeping her belts. From Puerto Rico, very skilled. She usually fights on my man, what's his name, Jake Paul's cards. I think they got the same management, but very tough fighter. But to me, Clarissa Shields is top notch, even though they're different weight classes and things like that.
Oh, Clarissa?
Clarissa Shields is the best female boxer. So when you show me Serrano, respect, but she got a long way to go to get to her heights.
Well, we've been talking about her for two reasons. First of all, she's undisputed, I believe, 140, 135, and also they fought 3-minute rounds for the first time ever.
Oh, really?
Yes, in history.
Oh, that's how many rounds?
I think 12 rounds.
Ooh.
Yeah, and I made a mistake a couple episodes ago, and they put the X on the ladies.
Oh yeah. Hey, listen. That's respect. I didn't know. Listen, that's respect to them fighters.
So now it's just championship boxing. It's
Yeah,
not
I like
women's
that.
boxing. It's just boxing now. Even though it still should be women's boxing, just to help you decide, just to help you know what's different.
Now, this next fight coming up, these next 2 fights, I got Navarrete. I think he's going to beat Robeson, and I also got Shakur beating Edwin.
Yeah, same.
Edwin's tough though.
Yeah, I mean, shoot, it's just we just want to see Shakur in the ring because everybody's scared to fight him for some reason.
Yeah, there's
Everybody
only
ducking
2
him.
people that are not afraid to fight Shakur, and I think that's Tank Davis and Devin Haney.
But they train together, right? Him and Tank.
They have. They have.
Okay.
This is another great fight. Oh man. I still haven't picked the winner in this fight. I'm leaning towards David Benavidez, but Andre, he's a champion.
Gotcha.
So you never know when 2 champions go against each other.
Man, come on, man. We New England guys.
Yeah, and he's from Providence.
Come on, man.
Yeah. So I'm gonna back him. But Benavidez, bro, that's the Mexican monster.
I can't go against you though. You from New England, I gotta support you, man.
Nah, we hear that. We hear
All right, I'm gonna let you know.
I know Benavidez.
When Benavidez fought Ronnie Ellis, you know what I'm saying? I was going for Ronnie, but I knew.
Hey man, it's great to see. A lot of fights in November. A lot of fights in November. Good to see that in boxing.
Yeah, man.
All right, we
It's
got
the best boxing year in the last 30.
Agreed. All right, we got interviews, players, and coaches. Who we got? Average Justin Flores, Whittier Tech's Kevin Bradley. Congratulations to him. He won his 150th career game.
That's dope.
Josiah Grimes from Manchester Essex. Coach Driscoll, St. Mary's. Yeah, nobody knows what Manchester Essex is.
What?
For players,
Where
we
is
got.
You really don't know?
It's far.
Somewhere in Manchester.
It's far.
Near Essex.
That's like Beverly, right? Up that way?
It's further to go.
No,
it's
it's further though.
Further,
Yeah,
further.
but
Oh,
it's that
Manchester
way.
by the Sea. I was thinking Mansfield for a second, but
yeah.
you're not Manchester by the Sea. They really is.
For players, we got Stephen Martin and Kevin McKenna from Manchester Essex, Christian Zamora from Everett, Tyler Guy and Yanil Belliard from St. Mary's, Alof Potter, Devel Pamplin from St. Mary's, Joel Maggs made his season debut that week, last week.
That's dope.
And then we got the highlights. So check the interviews out, highlights. Then we're gonna come back. We got another high school thing we're gonna show on the screen before we get to our.
I didn't know he
picks.
was injured.
A career win 150 for you. You're getting ready to see what lies ahead for the postseason. How exciting is it for you to end the regular season in this fashion, get a 3-way tie for the conference championship, and now you guys are on your way to the postseason.
It's you dream about these things like this. You never know. You don't take it for granted because you never know if you'll ever be back again on doing this. And we means an awful lot to get a championship. It was a tough conference, and Coach Runner over there at Lynn Tech, he does a great job with his team. And he gave us a lot of fits today, but things came our way a little bit easier. And now we just got to take care of business starting next week. See what happens. We don't know what's going to happen, but we need to get back, practice, and watch films and in the weight room and get ready for next week and see if Whittier can keep on going.
Alrighty, Coach. Congratulations on career win 150, and congratulations on today.
Well, thank you. We just got that just shows that we've had a lot of great players that have come through the program, and I've had a lot of great coaches, and it means an awful lot. All right, thank you.
Ooh, Coach, what a game.
No, it was awesome. That was a barn burner. 41-40, right, was the final there. That was great and exciting. We love playing Kip. We've played Kip a lot since I've been with the Hornets, and it's always a good game, regardless of what your records are coming in. Those guys are always prepared. Coach Rabbit does a tremendous job with those guys. They're always tough, and they get some speed, and they execute well, and it's a good game. We're happy to come out of here with the win. Just happy to have a good game and now we're going to hear about the playoffs tomorrow.
Defensively, with that last possession, your defense really stepped up because it seemed like those guys got it going in that second half offensively. On that last possession, just talk about the play that you made.
Well, I mean, the defense it really did step up, and that's what you want to see. That defensive stop they had at the end of that first half, stopping Kip from getting that ball into the end zone right before the half was a big play. And then the second half, just holding on and keeping on and just playing tough football, which, as we are here at the end of the season, end of the regular season, I should say, that's the type of stuff that we want to see happening out there. And it was really good to see our guys execute and fly around and do that type of thing. It was warm today, and keeping the guys fresh and doing that was a bit of a challenge for us. We wanted to make sure that we did a good job with that. And some of the guys, those second string guys stepped in and didn't miss a beat, which was awesome. That's really why we were able to keep it going for sure.
Definitely. So you talk about your running game, how successful you guys were, especially on those edge rushing plays.
Absolutely. We got one of our seniors, Kevin McKenna, is coming back from an injury he had 3 weeks ago. Last week he played a little bit, and this week he got some more of those touches, and he got some of those good edge runs. It's just great to have him back in there. It's another weapon and kind of spreads out the defense a little bit, so then the inside guys can do their job. It always gets a little bit better if you can have those guys that can cut outside. So proud of Kevin, especially today, getting back in there after injury and coming back and having a
All right, now you find out what's next for you guys. How excited are you for this for the postseason?
Oh, it's awesome. We're down kind of towards the bottom of the bracket, and we really needed to come out here and represent today to make sure that we can stay in the tournament. And so we're glad we were able to win today. And then it's up to the football gods. See where we go tomorrow. And I think those things come out tomorrow morning, and then we'll start prepping on a short week. It'll be great.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you.
Thank you. Coach, slow first half for you guys offensively, but then that second half, I feel like they came out with a sense of urgency. What's kind of the difference?
Yeah, I think, we had to get on them a little bit at halftime and let them know we have to get going. We told them it's just like it's going to be a playoff game. I think we're a little bit nervous at first, but we got to get that nervousness out of us. It reminded me of the Zavarian game. It can't be us. We got to be the second half team we were tonight, the second half team we were against Zavarian as well.
And you guys slowed down an explosive offense, holding them to 12 points. John, he had some big catches, but he didn't have the explosive plays that he normally has. How were you able to prevent them from getting?
Yeah, we adjusted a little bit. We were giving them the access stuff, and they were taking advantage of it. Coach Vaughn's a great coach. All the props to him. But Nasky, we moved up on him a little bit, started pressing. I told the corners if we get beat over the top, sometimes it's going to happen. That's what happens when you play DB. But they responded. We rallied a lot, and I thought they had a good game.
You guys get the regular season GBL championship. Yep. It was big for you guys. Now you guys are waiting for the postseason.
Yeah.
Totality for you as first year head coach here. What's it just been like this first year for you?
Yeah, it's been great. The city's been very welcoming. We had some tough games early on. Had to get through some more GBL games here, but we fought through some things, and I think this team's tough, and we really keep fighting until the end.
Last thing, what are the traits you've seen from you since you got here?
Yeah, I think the mental toughness has been a big thing. That's something we've really worked on with these guys, is just being tougher when the situations get really tough. Sometimes they used to run from things, but I think now it's about just fighting until the end.
All right, Coach, congratulations.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, Coach, 6-2, you guys await your playoff fate, but how did you like the way that your offense came out?
I'll tell you what, this is probably our best complete game offensively. I would like to do a little bit better in the second half, but the way we came out of the gates tonight offensively is what we were hoping for. I think our younger guys are maturing a little bit. We're getting some great play from Tyler Guy, and getting Joel Maggs back today was a plus on both sides of the football.
Yeah, speaking of Joel Maggs, how did he look out there
He looked very good, very good. It's something that we've been missing all year, and I'm happy for him because he's a senior, and he loves the game. He works hard at the game. He plays hard, and it was great to see him back tonight.
Also, another young guy, Devil. He had 2 big interceptions.
Yeah, DeVell stepped right up tonight. He's doing a job that we're asking him to do. At times can be tough. He's been practicing really well, and he made 2 big plays tonight for us.
All right, Coach, now you await who you guys
Wait our fate, we don't know, but we're going to enjoy this one with the extra day. We're playing on Thursday now. This week with the extra day, we're going to enjoy this one a little bit and see what we got come Sunday.
All right, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, my man.
All right, fellas, you guys, this was a barn burner, 41-40. What did you guys talk about for that last defensive possession?
We've been just like sacrificing so much all year, and we talk about like having our nuts drop, and we finally did that today. So we really just like really came together for like the first time this year as a team and really just squeezed it out at the last second, which was awesome.
Yeah, one more for that last drive is grit.
Show grit.
The running game was really a success. Stevie, you had success. You had that big touchdown run.
Yeah.
Seemed like each time you guys had that edge rush play that was really working on it. Is that just total credit to your offensive line for that?
Oh yeah, they've been working the hardest out of anyone, and we always just we need to give them credit. You know, they work too hard to not get it. So, yeah.
Especially the other receivers, they're blocking, doing their part. You know, so couldn't do it without them either. It's a team effort.
You guys had You guys had two defensive stops that were big, not including this last one, but right before the half when they were threatening to score, you guys got that stop. What did your defense do to kind of create turnovers? What did you guys work on to slow that down?
Well, I think we really improved today on our pass game. That was struggling a little bit earlier in the season, and we really just locked that down this week in practice, and we really just implemented it in the game. And I just can't be more proud of the guys who stepped in and the guys who just put their hearts out on the line. So it's a great win. We have I think we have a safe spot in the playoffs for the boys.
What you guys are late, where you see when you guys are going to be ranked in the playoffs, how excited are you just for this next opportunity that you guys are possibly?
Yeah, we're pumped. We were ranked 15 coming into this game, and I think we're going to get bumped up a little bit. So whoever we play next, so we're ready to give it our all and ready to win it all.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Congratulations.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
All right, Christian, you guys finished off 7-1 on the regular season. It was a slow first half. What changed in that second half?
Just our mentality. We went in there, we went into the locker room. We went into the locker room, and we knew that wasn't the type of team we were in the first half, and we just turned it on in the second half and played like we always play.
You slowed down the receiver. I mean, John had some big catches. He said he had no breakaway catches. What were you guys able to do to prevent them from the big plays?
Hey, our guys work. Our corners work, and Coach said, hey, I trust you. I trust you guys to do your job, and that's exactly what they did.
You guys are waiting your phase, see where you guys are. In totality, for you and this team, what's the season been like getting to this point of the season?
Yeah, I think for us, this season has just been about overcoming. Overcoming adversity when it comes to injuries or, our rankings and the seedings, overcoming, games like this, being able to come back and play like the dogs we are. And, I think that's what it's been about.
Lastly, seeming like what is it like just having this ceremony with you guys for the last time? You guys got one more game on this field on Thanksgiving. What was it like just to see the ceremony your families do?
Yeah, it was awesome. My mom, this is the second game my mom's ever watched me play, and grateful to God, glory to God to be able to have played well today and be able to perform for her.
All right, man, congratulations on the win.
Thank you, appreciate it.
All right, fellas, you guys got it going offensively from the very first series, starting off with that kickoff, and then you guys just marched down the field. I mean, what was working well for you guys today?
Moving fast. I think teams can't keep up with us if we move fast. Us moving fast makes them tired. And we knew once they started having their hands on their knees, we knew exactly what was the problem. They were exhausted and they were out of shape.
And you guys went with the no huddle. Is that something you guys been doing the past couple of weeks, or more no huddle up tempo?
Yeah, I think we are more of a fast team. We like to move fast. A lot of running in practice, getting in shape, and just no huddle, keep it moving. Just keep going fast.
For you, being at that quarterback position, what was working for you? You were finding your guys. You eluded a lot of the defenders and making the play a little bit longer with your legs. Just what got you going?
Just my brothers up front. All of them guys. Those guys work hard in practice all week. In games, they work hard. I just gotta trust them. Find my guys downfield. I know they're gonna do their thing.
Yeah, I feel like you guys been playing some of your best football these last couple of weeks. I mean, you guys been in games where you guys put a lot of points up, and then you guys been in games where you guys are in a defensive game or putting up not that many points, but you're still in the games. What's just been the key to that success these last couple of weeks?
Just keep working in practice. Keep working at what we do. We gotta get better every single day. Every day is a building block. Gotta build that tower.
And Tyler, I know you was part of the playoff run. You saw what it was like last year, what it takes. A lot of guys are going to get that taste for the first time. I mean, what's kind of the advice that you're going to give them as you guys get ready and start that playoff push next week?
The regular season is over, and we got to know any day we could go home on any given Friday. So we got to just push ourselves and work every single day because we can't take a day for granted because we don't want our seniors going out on a loss. We want them going out with a bang. So.
Classic Joe came back. How good was it to see him on the field today?
Oh, shoot. It was exciting. We missed it. He got much bigger, you know. I don't know what he's done, but he got much bigger. It was exciting to see him play.
All right, fellas, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you.
All right, fellas, defensively, you guys both had big picks. One of them was to end a drive that they were threatening to score. I mean, walk me through that first one, and then walk me through that second one you had down here.
The first one, I just stayed in my coverage, and then I seen the man. Well, I seen my man that I was supposed to have went to, and I just backpedaled back, went to go get the pick, stayed in my coverage. The second one, it wasn't supposed to come to me, but then I ran to the ball. I ran to the ball and got the pick.
Talk to me about the one you had.
One I had, we knew they were running flood out seam, and that was emphasized throughout the whole week. We were working on it the whole week in practice. We knew the outside linebackers had to get there, so that was my big play, and I knew that play was coming in and doing a hit, so I made the right read, and I was right there.
Defensively, what you guys saying it's been working real well? You guys played in a lot of tight games the past couple of weeks. You guys haven't been given that many points the past couple of weeks. They got 28 today, but first half, throughout that first half, it was really difficult for them to move the ball. What did you guys do to kind of get them out of their game, and what have you guys been doing throughout these past couple of weeks?
I think we're starting to trust each other. The young guys, they're starting to step up, and I think they're starting to get the rhythm now. And they're starting to learn the system, and they're doing their jobs, and I think that's been working out very well.
6-2 on the season. You guys wait for the playoff. You guys got to find out who you guys play when the playoff comes. Just how excited are you now that you guys are going to get that chance to defend your title?
We're so excited. We can't wait to play our first game in the playoffs. My first game.
For you, how's it been coming along for you throughout the season to get to this point?
I've been working hard at practice and stuff, trusting my teammates, starting to get along with them so we could play better.
All right, fellas, congratulations.
Good.
Congratulations on the win.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you.
Ready? Yeah. All right, Joe. First game of the season for you. I know it was tough watching from the sidelines, but how good was it just to get back on the field, especially on senior night?
Being senior night, just having to be able to play with my brothers by my side, that felt amazing. Watching them for 7 weeks just on the sideline was horrible. It just felt great to be back. I love being able to contribute to the team and help the team win. And I hope we got Ernie back next week. I hope we can take it all the way now.
And you guys, this is a point of the season. You guys are actually getting guys back. You guys are getting fully healthy to being a full team once again. How excited does that make this run that you guys are about to go on even more?
It feels great. We got a lot to work on, like closing games, for example. We were killing them in the first half and kind of got sloppy in the second half. We got to condition some more, especially me. I'm very out of shape. But we got a lot to work on, but I think we got our guys back. We're a family. We work hard together. Our coaches push us every single day. I think we're going to make a run. I think we're going to be great.
And being on the sideline for that long, what was some of your takeaways that you took from watching that kind of helped you in your comeback today?
I can't lie, watching from the sideline was hard. It was a very emotional experience, especially the games we lost, and a lot of our wins were very close, and it sucked not being able to be there and help my team, contribute to my team. But I took away a lot of things on what I can work on myself to help the team win moving forward. And I focused on my recovery a lot so I could get back to them as quick as possible.
All right, man. Congratulations on the win and good luck.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah, he had hurt his like.
We just always see him at the gym, so I just.
How it look for St. Mary's right now?
They playing Cardinal Spellman first.
Didn't they beat him already?
Yeah, so they got to go back up there. Another thing with the playoff records.
Now, was it a close game when they went up there?
It's 14-0.
They shut him out. Okay.
So if they win and Salem wins, those two are going to play each other next
that.
round, and that was going to be a good one.
At the bowl?
No, in Salem.
What division is Salem?
6.
In football.
They haven't been having participations like their numbers was low the last.
I'm over here like, bro, they got 2 high schools, really, 1.5.
Yeah.
Hello, Salem Academy. I don't know what that.
All right, and we are back. Before we get to the top 10 plays in our game picks, Pedro, you got our little thing that we put up for the high school basketball.
Yes, we do. Let's start with the boys.
All right, Stevie, you know I did the first team all in, for high school basketball.
Yeah.
Put it up on the screen so we can show. Here's the list. Here's who I got.
Gio.
First team, Gio. I got JJ. I got Kyle. I got Jaden. I got Donnell.
Yo.
These are my first team. There's some disagreements with the first team, but I'll explain it.
I don't.
We got second team. Here's our second team. Marvin Avery Jr., Cesar Reyes, Denzel, Carmelo, Eldrick Gonzalez from Lynn Tech. Third team. Andy Batista, Deshaun Rucker, Rowan Merriman, Lewis. That is me. A one. And everybody's disagreeing with one player. And then here's the candidates, players to keep an eye on. Pierre, I don't know Pierre's last name. He goes to English. Dominican dude, plays really hard. See them. I just don't know his last name. Deshaun Rucker, I think he's going to have a big year. That boy can get buckets. Kenny. I ain't gonna leave you out, Kenny. He can shoot it. He's been trying to work out with Todd for a while. Yeah, they'll get in there at some point. Tolu Chosky and my guy Marvin from Lynn English. I think he's gonna have a big year.
Hold up, that's his name.
I see two. Like,
so bad.
Pete, can we go back? Can we go back to the second team?
The second team?
Yeah, I want to see. Yeah. Yo, listen. I see. I ref a lot of games.
Yeah.
I'm always around, so. I see 2 of those guys that could be deserving.
Our first team, right?
Our first team, but
I have a reason why.
All right.
There's a reason why.
I don't disagree with your first team either.
Yeah. So a lot of people believe that Marvin should have been on the first team, and Gio should have been on the second team. But
no.
My criteria, you got to win. That's one. And I just can't get over the fact that there was too many games I watched classical where they were struggling to score. And that falls on the point guard. You gotta get those guys.
How many points was they scoring, Mook?
There was a game they had under 20. They had like 20 points, under 30 points for the whole game.
22 in high school.
For a whole game.
Bro, that's crazy.
But he's young.
Your team got at least 56 points. Bro.
As coaching, right? I've taken lumps like that, so it happens.
He's young.
But Gio is, what was his team? 18-3? Something like that?
They won their conference, that's all I know.
Oh, Gio, nice.
And I think Gio won the MVP of their league.
I coached those dudes when they was young, when they was like 3rd graders, 4th graders, and I knew they was all going to be good. So I'm happy to see all their names on the list. But when it comes to Gio and Marvin, don't do that. Like, I don't think you could. I don't think, when I say don't do that, what I mean is people don't do that. Like, these dudes are friends. They all know each other. They hang out.
Their games are totally different.
Yeah, they got 2 different types of game styles.
2 different.
They go 2 different schools, 2 different
There's
success
not enough
levels,
space.
2 different success levels.
Yeah. Listen, I love Marvin. I love Gio. I agree with your list.
But my thing is with people, when they see their list, they think I'm saying that player is not that good.
You're not. I know you're not.
He gotta show me. He gotta improve. He gotta improve. He gotta go to another level. And me and Todd seen it. He was in the summer at the field with us working. Marvin, he was on the field working. So he's taking the steps.
I don't understand why people get so caught up in preseason lists. Like,
it's preseason.
I don't. I mean, people are always gonna have something to say, especially in this city. This is because how people are. If it's not to their liking.
Yeah.
But, like, is it that serious? Like, let the kids be kids. Let them improve. Like, I just, I never get caught up in none of this. I think
there was more to that, too. I think we got that. There was, like, MVP candidates and defensive players.
Okay. Yeah. Kyle's nice. That's the English kid, right?
Yeah, Kyle. My biggest thing with Kyle, he just needs to get more mean. Like he has everything. He can score. He can get to the cup. He can help out. He's just not like too nice. He like defers to his meat.
JJ's on a different level. I mean, I would have put JJ number 1 as my candidate. From what I've seen,
this is no particular order. This is just.
I know.
Yeah, it's no particular order.
JJ's on a different level, if you ask me.
Yeah.
He could do it all. He can finish. He could shoot. He can rebound. He plays defense when he's asked to.
And who knows? It might change. And then lastly, we got the defensive.
You never seen it?
No, I've seen him play, but I didn't see it.
Oh yeah, over the summer he's made some improvements.
And these are our defensive guys. The sleeper one is a 1-to-1 from Lynn Tech.
Who's that?
He's
a guard?
Nah, he's a forward. He's like a forward center. He could block shots. He could rebound. Runs the floor really well. He's like one of their glue guys on the Lynn Tech team. But
so Kyle plays defense too, huh?
yeah, bro. He had his first game as varsity. He had 11 steals.
Oh man. Oh, that's incredible.
Yeah, like I'm high on Kyle. Like Kyle could do a lot of things. He just need to be aggressive.
I like Melo too. I like Melo's work ethic.
Yeah, we worked out with Melo.
I introduced him to a couple of coaches too over the summer.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? A couple of college coaches I introduced.
That was funny because we was doing the stairs and Todd was like, "Nah, Melo, go in front of you."
Like, bro, this kid's 16 years old. Like, what are you doing trailing me for? I'm 37 years old. I shouldn't be beating. You know what I mean? Like,
and his physique is like.
Yeah, Melo could have been a good football player too.
Yeah.
And we got the girls as well. We can't forget about the ladies.
them.
Here's the ladies.
Yeah, Miss
We got
Bingham.
Angelise Bingham from Lynn Tech, Amara Flores, Lynn English, Jaylee Perry, Lynn English, Bella. You know, we all know Bella. Reese Matella from St. Mary's. You know, Jaylee was working with Todd this summer.
That's a good first team.
She was working on that. We got the second team up. Keisha Perez, Lynn Tech. Jaylene. I told her she's going to get a lot more shots this year because some players left from Lynn English. She was good coming off the bench for English last year. AJ, she can shoot. She came off the bench each year for the championship team. She can shoot. Jillian Roberts and Lauren Wilson. And those are under the radar players. And then our MVP and players to keep an eye on, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. So we have a lot of talent in the city that we know people immediately need to take a notice in. Players to keep an eye on. MVP candidates. Here's our top 3 MVP candidates. Right there, you know.
I gotta give it to Bella.
I mean, Bella. She got a chance to go 3 in a row. So, and then, our defensive candidates right there. We'll see. We'll be seeing Bella's name.
Where is she in the country rankings?
I have no idea.
She should be in the top 10.
I don't know.
Freshman, right? She's a freshman?
Yeah, she's going to be a freshman. So there's that. Check this out. Top 10 players. We're going to pick our games, but yeah, that's our little high school update. Hoop season's right around the corner, so you got to get ready.
Might win.
It's time for our Week 8 Top 10 plays from the high school football season. At number 10, we go to Manning Field. Lynn English taking on Medford. Medford tries to go for the run, but Dorian of Lynn English sniffs it out, and he tackles the running back in the end zone for a safety for the Bulldogs. At number 9, we have Medford running back Luis Barbosa, who's going to take the pitch, I should say. He's going to hit the corner, and the speed shows and speed kills, and he's off to the end zone for a Mustangs touchdown. At number 8, it's Everett's Christian Zamora, who had 3 touchdowns on the day. Here's his second one. He takes the carry, he goes up the middle, breaks a few tackles, and he gets in the end zone. At number 7, it is St. Mary's Maxwell Parent, who takes the carry. He goes up the middle, breaks one tackle, breaks another tackle, breaks a third tackle. He hits the corner, he gets a block from Tyler Guy, and he's in the end zone for a Spartans touchdown. At number 6, it is Chanel Gutierrez, who throws a short pass to Jose Echeverria, and Echeverria does the rest. He shows off the speed. He cuts back once, cuts back again, spins around the defender, and gets into the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. At number 5, it's back to Everett Memorial Stadium. Then classical quarterback Brian Vaughn Jr. drops back to pass, but Christian Zamora picks it off, and he goes into the end zone for a Crimson touchdown, pick 6. At number 4, it's Chanel Gutierrez, who drops back, throws a little short pass to Mornell Castro. He makes one guy miss. He makes another guy miss. He makes a third one miss, and then he shows off the speed on his way to the end zone for his third touchdown of the day. At number 3, we got Manchester Essex running back Steven Martin, who takes the pitch, hits the corner, and he's off for a 45-yard touchdown run. Martin would have over 215 rushing yards on the day. At number 2 is Kip Academy's defense that comes up with the big play to strip the running back, forces the fumble. Mornell Castro scoops it up, and Mornell Castro shows off the speed, and he's on his way to the end zone for a Panthers touchdown. And our number 1 play from week 8, it is the Manchester Essex defense who comes up with the play. This one, Chanel Gutierrez drops back. He goes deep, but he's picked off by Mac Edgerton, and Edgerton will do the rest as he is off to the races. He got the blockers in front of him. Pick 6, touchdown Hornets. They would win this one 41-40. We are back. It's time for our game picks.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, but I don't know the schedule.
Yo, what is up with these games?
I didn't know school was up.
Thursday night football. Titans, Steelers. This is in Pittsburgh.
You got a pick?
Unfortunately.
I'll pick Titans.
Who?
Titans, Steelers.
Where is it?
In Pittsburgh.
I'm going with the Steelers.
Me too. I don't know what's going on with the Titans. Dolphins and Chiefs. This is in Germany. I don't know why it's in Germany, but it's in Germany.
Dolphins.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs.
I'm going to go with the Chiefs as well.
Dolphins.
Vikings, Falcons.
Vikings. Actually, hold up.
This is in Atlanta.
No, who's Vikings quarterback? He's not.
Josh Dobbs. They just traded for him.
Yup. Why? Kirk Cousins hurt?
Yeah, he tore his Achilles.
Okay.
You know what?
I'm going with Atlanta.
I'm going with the Vikings.
I'm going to go with the Vikings on the road. Atlanta's confusing me. I don't understand.
Dog, how's this guy going to come in his first game and win in the middle of the season with a whole new system, whole new coaches? He's a good player.
He's been playing.
So Murray's ready?
Apparently, if they're trading him. Cardinals, Browns.
Atlanta, bro.
Yeah, it is a Falcons. Cardinals, Browns in Cleveland.
I'm going with the Browns.
Yeah, Browns. Cardinals are tanking. Rams, Packers. Yeah.
Rams.
No.
I'm going with the Packers.
They're both bad, so I'm
going with the Packers, man.
I'm going to go with the home team, Packers. Rams are just falling apart. Commanders at Patriots. We all know where we're going with that. Bears, Saints.
Where we can get another win. Commanders are coming.
I'm going with the Saints.
Saints and who?
Bears.
Saints.
Yeah, I'm going with the Saints. They're home. Seahawks, Ravens. This is in Baltimore.
I'm going with the Ravens, man. They've been balling.
Agreed. I'm going with the Ravens, too.
All right, yeah, Ravens.
Bucks, Texans in Houston.
Going with the Texans.
I'm going with Mayfield.
I'm going with the Texans because I think some of the Bucks players going to have a little too much fun in Houston the night before. Colts, Panthers.
Colts, easy.
Yeah, I'm going with Minshew, man.
I'm going with the Panthers. They're going to win back-to-back games. Giants, Raiders. This is in Vegas.
I'm going to go with the Raiders, man, because the Giants can't get a win for nothing.
I'm going to go with the Giants.
I'm going to go with the Raiders after I just saw the Giants.
Oh, wait. My guy's out, right, Taylor? Yeah, he got hurt, so I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Oh, Giants can't win, man.
Yeah, I'm going to go with the Raiders.
Cowboys, Eagles. This is the game of the week in Philly.
I'm going with the Eagles.
It's in
Philly.
I'm going with the Eagles.
I'm going with the Eagles as well until the Dallas can beat a good team. I'm just not picking them when they play good teams. Bills, Bengals. Okay, another good one. Rematch of the playoffs in Cincinnati.
You said Bills, Bengals?
In Cincinnati.
I'm going with the Bengals.
Bills.
No, Bills. I'm going with the Bengals because I have Jamar Chase on my fantasy football team. And then Monday Night Football, Chargers, Jets.
Chargers. Is it in New York?
Yeah.
I'm going with the Jets, man.
Chargers.
I'm going with the Jets because they're on a little winning streak right now.
Chargers.
They're playing really well.
They about to get shut down.
Chargers play weird football.
Acres, man. I mean, acres.
Sickening.
That's it for us, man. Thanks y'all for watching. Make sure y'all follow everybody. Spell God on Instagram. Make sure you check them out. You reffing anywhere this weekend?
Yeah, I mean, I'm somewhere. I was in Waltham last week. I'll probably be in Waltham this weekend. Some good, young little middle school talent.
All right.
That's dope. Some advice. I don't understand youth sports because I didn't play till I was in school. So please humble your kids. Tell them you ain't as nice as you think you are till you make a team.
I agree.
We gonna end the show on that?
No. I only made teams my whole career. I never played youth sports, so I don't.